Yo, so I just finished God of War, Sons of Sparta, and I swear, I did not know whether to be impressed, confused, or personally offended. Let me explain. When you boot up a game called God of War, your brain automatically prepares for violence, cinematics, chaos, Kratos screaming like the rent is due. So I press start, and suddenly, pixel Kratos, tiny, 2D, looking like he came out of a 2008 indie game bundle, and I just froze. I'm like, wait, is this a demo? Now listen, I'm not a graphics snob. I actually like retro games. But when you slap the God of War name on something, you're asking for expectations. And expectations are dangerous. The first hour, I'm not gonna lie to you, it felt slow. Combat didn't hit the way I expected. I'm swinging blades and enemies are just standing there like, is that all you got? And I'm pressing buttons harder like that's gonna help. But here's where it gets interesting. After a few upgrades, after a few abilities unlock, something clicked. Not boom, fireworks clicked, but like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. It becomes more about exploration, backtracking, unlocking paths, classic Metroidvania stuff. And if you like that genre, you might actually enjoy it. But here's the problem. This isn't just a Metroidvania, this is God of War. That name carries weight, and the game doesn't always carry that weight with it. Some boss fights are cool, some boss fights feel like they were designed 5 minutes before the deadline. And don't even get me started on the co-op situation. They advertised 1 to 2 players, so I'm hyped. We loaded up. Co-op locked. You have to beat the game first. Who approved that decision? That right there made people angry. And honestly, I understand why. Now let's talk about the good stuff because it's not all bad. The story? That's where the game actually shines. Young Kratos and Deimos? There's tension there. There's emotion there. You can feel the early seeds of the rage we know from the main games. And that kept me going. Because if I was judging it purely on combat impact, it's decent, not legendary. Sometimes hits feel heavy. Sometimes it feels like I'm slapping enemies with a pool noodle. The pacing drags in parts. There were moments I literally said, okay bro, we get it, open the door. But here's the honest truth. This game isn't trash. It's not amazing either. It's misunderstood. The devs clearly wanted to experiment. Smaller scale, different style, expand the lore. But using the God of War name automatically sets the bar in the sky. And when you don't reach that sky, people get loud. So here's my raw opinion. If you go in expecting Ragnarok-level spectacle, you're going to be disappointed. If you go in expecting a smaller, experimental side story with decent combat and solid lore, you might walk away thinking, alright, that wasn't bad. For me, it's a 7 out of 10. Not unforgettable, not garbage, just solid with flaws. And that's my honest take. Now tell me, am I tripping? Or did this game low-key confuse the entire fan base?